Leo, in the future, can we keep this greeting shorter? Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellas such as yourself. Right, we don't even have anything to say to each other. Let's go. I'll have to run all the way back. There is our mystery container, huh? We still can't do anything. Persuade the door to open. Very low chance. It's impossible. We need to roll a double 6. There we go. Oh! Almost. Oh my god. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric? Because getting physical wasn't an option? Because what wasn't an option? Using my body over my wits? Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can't do that after hours. Alright, Kimmy. Take it easy. We need to get into this container. Come on now. How do we get to these places here? How do we get up there? Right. We did that, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So we gotta talk to Jean-Luc, the measurehead. And Mañana. Oh, is he Jean-Luc? Or is Jean-Luc the guy? No, that's him.
Pupil returns.
Yeah. Ever told you to help us with the body. So it was. My unpromising race pupil entered the harbor and used my superior to give me orders. I salute your cunning and will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands. Oh, you're so noble, Measurehead. There's a but. But, while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. He turns to Kim. Both of you. That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side. This is not so good. This is not so good. What if we don't want to do that? God damn it. This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with the compromise. We tried taking it down ourselves, alright? We failed. Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. Wait, that means showing everyone that we're taking orders from the Union. Yes, and that is precisely what it means, and it's not gonna happen any other way. Do it then. God damn it. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. The whole time, meaning really a long time. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves. She turns to you. So you guys are like cops or something? Yes, we are the law around here. Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way. You hear that? That sound? He's breaking something. Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. I also wish I could see it. Don't worry, physical like this is really easy. Physical stuff like this is really easy for Measurehead. Mental stuff too. He's really spiritual, you know. It's late outside, isn't it? You guys must really like doing what you do, to be out so late. And there he comes back. Done. The corpse has been removed from the tree. Almost 3 days later, we have finally done it. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with race victory today. There has been no side choosing. We did what we had to do to keep order. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see. That might bite us in the ass later on, right? But there was no other option that we could see. Whoa, where's Manana? Hello? Or maybe it's too late for him? This guy isn't here either. Is the Frit store still open? It is, huh? Let's get our money. Let's cash in the check. The yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left for Clausier. Okay. The bottles. Wow, that's a lot of bottles. Nice.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
She's awesome. I need to exchange this novelty check for cash. Oh wow, I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir. Anything else I can do for you? No, you don't work for the Union. The Union works for you by supplying you with cash. We got our money. We got the body done. We should go see what happened. And we need to do the autopsy, right? But we also need to go to bed. Soonish, I guess. But maybe we can still do this today, before we have to go to bed. This dude is still there. Ooh! He actually cut down the tree, huh? The branch. That's what we wanted to do. Okay, so the hanged man. The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on the side. Beautiful. Well, it's done. It's down and it's done. Mr. Measurehead has done a good job, the lieutenant nods approvingly. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for field autopsy. A field autopsy? Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3. The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual. Ah, not this guy again. Shut the fuck up. Got it. Alright. Tell me something, dead man. What exactly is a field autopsy? Come on, officer. You know what the hell it is. You've done 100 of them. What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano Corpus Mundi is the world's highest summit. And failure of the 38 single Puy du Sang to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea. Why don't you know? What use are you? You must have me confused with the Copopedia. Who's the Copopedia? I think I need to talk to him. You, sir. You are the Copopedia. Well, shit. You have another pair of gloves? Unfortunately, no. I have gardening gloves. Maybe they are enough. We're gonna do the autopsy in gardening gloves? Shit. They're better than nothing. Tell you what. I'll perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes. Right? We just fill this in, right? That's right. Open the ledger. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out. It begins with 1. Assistant. That's you. Write the initials, HDB. The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings. Just lies there. That's a good thing, I would say. Would have been weird if he was having feelings about that. Number 2, coroner's case number. Kim Kitsuragi says KK57 and a bunch of numbers. The 57th precinct, followed by today's date. Oh, it is actually interesting. So today's date is the 8th of March, and the time of arrival 8:15 on the scene. This is though definitely not 8:15. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy questions of your initials. Well, what's wrong with my initials? We got this now. We know who we are. Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you. And what would that make the alphanumeric? HDB 4103 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 11:11. It's meaningful. 10:15. It's understated. Good, let's go with that. Cool. Changed it. Name. We've heard a nom de guerre. Lili or Lily. It's better than nothing. Write it down. What's next? Date of birth. Date of birth. NA. Age. The man corrects his glasses. Roughly 50. Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. I'm gonna write around 42. He nods. Race. Mondial. Fair to olive-skinned from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. Write it down. The pudgy mess of a curled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other. Alright. Sex. Of course, they need to chime in here, right? Male. Okay. Okay. Nor does he look male with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Alright. Date of death. We are still going with March 4th, 51. What else? Kimmy asks. He looks over your shoulder. 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case. So he listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains. Evidence of treatment. None, at least not after the initial examination. What is that though? What exactly is treatment anyway? Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression there, buddy. Yo, treatment? Evidence of treatment? No, I've never heard about that. So, I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? The Hardy Boys did say he was unconscious. They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dock workers. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature. A holdout from pre-Dolorian burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform, then... Somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosenkrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse. No larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle, there is darkness in the shed. What the fuck are we reading here? How the hell is this connected? Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside, Grand Courant. The day is turning dim for Sergeant McTorson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure he is dead, more than anything else. And so all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath. I have no idea what we just read there. No idea. We should start the post-mortem. The post-mortem. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why. External examination. Clothes, he begins. The deceased wears armored boots with white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrudine, I think. Let's see. He turns to check the underwear label. Babrudine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M, color white. Write it down. The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. We wanted to remove the boots. It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire, if you are to keep them for yourself as you ought to. There we go. You have deserved them more than anyone else. When am I gonna get them? Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege. We'll try that. We want to wear those armored boots. The boot has a serial number. He twists the dead man's foot. It's E50, 100, 1000. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by design. Write it down. Tattoos. He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. Write it down. The deceased had a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow, length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Write this down as well. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 180 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. He kneels in to get a better look. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back short. Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. Why would we do that? Although you never know in this game, right? We might just discover something. So let's touch it. Whoa, this is getting weird and creepy. His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim. Stroke his hair gently. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand like thread of a rag doll's head. Keep petting him. The more hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull, an alien landscape. Weird. Right, let's continue, huh? Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. And that's where Kuno jumps in. The lieutenant pays no heed. Me neither. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Yeah? What is that? Ligature mark. The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. The steel wiring, he concedes. Breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Good thing we got these. Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can. Ooh, this isn't good. Look for a good spot to cut. The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference on his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. Woof. Shit, man. This isn't good. This is not good. 42% chance. And we fail. You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yes, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then cut. We lost the chain cutters. Kimi steps in and takes the chain cutters from you. I should have a go before. I think I have a strategy. Alright, let him do it. He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it. Here he hands you the chain cutters back and then kneels in closer to the body, running his finger along the dark red groove until he comes to a gap. The rope rises to a point, he says, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact. He presses down on it. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia. He pulls down the man's underpants. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Unremarkable. Inspect the genitals. The dead man's penis is average sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. Oh man. We shouldn't click on every stupid thing we find in this game, should we? Let's move on. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades. Dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.